Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. This is really just an update on Bandit while I put some makeup on. I know everyone in my comments and in like my community tabs as I've been updating on Bandit has been just unworldly kind to me and him with like all of that's going on. So I just thought that you guys might want to have an update on what's going on with Bandit, what our go forward plan with him is, how things have been for my life, work, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in seeing me apply this makeup look, also, can I just say I love this eyeshadow so much. It's so pretty. I'm feeling this. The whole video is basically an update on Bandit and then a quick update on my work, how things have been going, that kind of thing. Stay tuned. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate it. It does help me out. Commenting, liking, all of that stuff helps me out as well. And just a little note for you guys, if you didn't know, I am trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are making strides. I really appreciate anyone that has subscribed to the channel. Truly, truly appreciate you. I appreciate anyone that spends any amount of time watching me talk. I don't have people in my life like this like I do, so I like that I have this community and you wonderful people that enjoy listening to me talk about makeup and share the same level of excitement for a same hobby that I have. So without further ado, let's just get into Naked Face Laura chatting. I've already started by putting my SPF on. I am going to be doing my eyeshadow first, but I just want my SPF to really sink in. I'm going to be using my Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer. I do just want to take this time to, because I'm not going to be using a lot of new products in the eye portion of this, I just will give you a little update on Bandit. It's the first video I'm recording after working 8 days straight in a row. That was a lot. That was a lot to work in a row. It wasn't planned. I initially had like a day off like thrown in the middle. I think I was working 5 days, had a day off, and then was going to work 2 more days. But they restructured how the days that like I need to do things at work, they restructured that. So we kind of just had to figure it out and just make sure someone was there to do the things that I needed to do. So it wasn't necessarily like planned to work 8 days in a row. I definitely had a day off, but because things changed, personally, I'm flexible with my hours. So I'm like, whatever we need to do to make sure like things get done, I'm fine with it. So I worked 8 days straight. It was rough. By day 6, it's a lot. I think because I was overworking myself, I was starting to get sick. So, or maybe it wasn't even necessarily sick, but, like the weather change. Michigan is having some bananas weather's days. We went from like 60 degrees to now it's like 30 and like ice everywhere. Like it's just been fun. So I think it's more allergies than anything else, but it's been not enjoyable. Like I've had a lot of like gook. I'm feeling a lot better today than I have been like the past couple days. And if anyone is curious, because I know I posted on my community tab just that Bandit was having his like surgical consultation, everything like that. So we did do that yesterday. On the 16th, we went to Bandit's surgical consultation, which he does need surgery. He does have torn ACLs. So they're called CCL on a dog. Both of his rear like hind legs, both of them need to have it because both of them are torn. The vet did say, both, like all the vets that we've seen multiple. We've gone to our normal vet, we went to a new normal vet, and now we are going to like the specialty vets as well. We really want to take care of him as much as humanly possible. So we went to that surgical consultation. The surgeon was actually the one that saw us yesterday, and we really like the surgeon that we met with. She's very, very nice. She does these types of surgeries. She said 12 times a week. She does these kinds of surgeries at least 12 times a week. So we're really confident that he's going to get the best possible care possible. So I'm just putting some Too Faced glitter primer on. This is going to be a super, super easy eye look. I have been wanting to use like two shades essentially together, and I really want to use these two together. This is a Zendo palette shade, and then this is JD Glow Unexpected. Has like that brown kind of base, so I thought it would look really pretty with the it's a cream to powder shade. I repanned that shade, so it's not super thick in the pan, if that makes sense. It's like a thin layer of it. So Josh has had some reservations, I guess, about the surgery, just because he had a dog in the past that was only 5 years old, and they went for a teeth cleaning, and they had to be put under anesthesia for the teeth cleaning, and that dog passed away during like the procedure. So he has a little bit of hesitations of wanting to do that, but after talking to the vet and the surgeon, and basically feeling like this is the best outcome, how like they monitor every step of the way, they monitor it just like they would like a human. They like have all these monitors and stuff on it, on the dogs who they're performing on. They're literally taking readings every half hour, and like even post-op they're taking readings every half hour is what she kind of told us. So we feel a lot more trusting, I guess. Our reservations have been lifted. We are going to have him go for surgery next month. He's going to go on the 15th of March. He's going to have surgery. Some black shadow. I'm trying to hit pan on this. It's going to take forever to hit pan in this shade, but that's okay. So we need to get him weaned off of his raw food, but he's been such a picky eater recently. Like since all of this has been happening, he's really diminished his appetite, which like understanding, was also not eating that much because you just don't feel good. You don't want to. Like, you know, when you're sick, you just like lose your appetite because you're like, everything just doesn't feel good and just meh. I've seen so many vets over the course of like the past 4 months. It's just insane. But we're really happy that we finally can like have a go forward plan and understand what's going on with him. But guys, this surgery is going to be so expensive. The best advice that I can give any pet owner right now is make sure you have pet insurance. We got pet insurance when we first got Bandit. I was like, I'm just getting pet insurance. You never know what's going to happen. I'm just going to like peace of mind. We're going to get some pet insurance, and hopefully we'll never have to use it, but $30 a month and both my pets are covered for whatever illness, injury, anything that happens. The vets are like, the surgery is going to be $6,000 to $7,000. Best advice I could ever give. Make sure you have pet insurance. If you have an animal, you don't know what unforeseen circumstances can happen like this. How would we ever have known that our dog would tear his ACLs? Like, who knows? The alter option for this was, okay, we can do one knee at a time. You'll have a 16-week recovery then, because it's 8 weeks, and then they'll do the other surgery, and then another 8 weeks until he's like fully recovered. That's 4 months of his life. He would not be better until fall. And like that's not acceptable for me. Like, especially with a dog that's been in this condition since October, like late October, but still. I'm like, absolutely not. We need to get this like nipped in the bud right now. He's going to do both. They're going to do both knees at once. One, it's going to be a little less expensive than doing both knees separately. So that's a blessing, but just a blessing that it's only going to be an 8-week recovery, hopefully. As long as there's no complications, it's going to be 8 weeks. But Bandit's a very complicated dog. That's basically the eyes done. So we're going to get started on some of the new products that are in my collection, which is this guy here. This is the NYX Plump Right Back Primer. I have not used this. I had to rip little stickers off of it. I'm excited to try this. I just watched It's Just Steph, her Shop My Stash. I'll link it in the description box. She said this was a nice hydrating primer, and I have pretty dry skin right now with the Tretinoin that I'm using. I swatched this at work. I work at Ulta, if you're new here. I swatched this at work and liked the lightly tackiness that this kind of left behind on my skin. It's not like if you've used the Mint Melt Primer or the Hydro Grip Primer or the, oh my gosh, the Power Grip by e.l.f. those are like super, super grippy, like almost feel like you're slathering your face with glue. This is just like slippy, but if you go to like the movie theater and like you're walking on the floor and if there's something sticky and you feel that like that kind of feel, that's kind of like what I feel this feels like. It's not as like glued to the floor, but it's definitely, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. I actually kind of like the glow that gave. I don't have a new concealer, so I'm just going to be using my Project Pan concealer, but I do have a new, this is technically a finishing powder, but I bought it to use as like a foundation powder. So we're going to try that too, but first I'm going to just conceal. This concealer, this is the CoverGirl True Blend. This concealer dries relatively quickly, so that is one that I don't like to work. Like, I don't like to place it everywhere and then blend it. I like to place it and blend it because, again, it dries relatively quickly for a concealer. Bandit's been a pretty complicated dog his whole life, and I mean that in so much love. He is such a funny boy, but he is a dedicated chewer. He is, when we had him neutered, he had extra dew claws, and that's like the little side claw that like dogs have on their paw, well, like all animals have on their paws. So he had an extra set on his back legs, and they recommend to remove those because if you don't, they can like rip and tear. He had to get his dew claws removed when he got neutered, ended up ripping out some of his stitches on his leg. So he is a dog that loves to make things complicated for us. And I mean that with so much love again, but like we had to rush him back to the vet, get new stitches put on him. They put metal stitches on his legs. So I and Josh are preparing for this dog to really give us a run for the couple weeks following his surgery, while we really have to be protective of like him not licking, him not causing any irritation, because while the surgeon does these so often, we're confident in her skills. We're not confident in Bandit's ability to leave things alone. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try one of these as a contour. I was going to use my e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette, which is in my Project Pan, but this is relatively new. I tried that. I like this as an eyeshadow base. Let me back up. I don't know if it really holds on as an eyeshadow base. I typically will put an eye primer and then this on top of it, but the color of this seems like it would be a nice contour shade. Here goes nothing. This is probably not going to work out well, but who knows? I'm just staying home today, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm probably still going to reach into my cream contour palette, but I don't know what I was talking about. Bandit just is a high-strung dog with what he wants. Oh, that is looking real chiseled. Oh man, I think I put way too much of this on though. I feel like this looks so weird. Oh yeah, no, don't use that as a contour because that is not cute. I'm desperately going into this because I'm hoping that this can save what I just did. Oh my gosh, I might have really frogged all this up, so who knows. We might be able to salvage this. We might not. Who knows? Also, I've been doing my contour. I'm going to link the channel or like the Instagram that kind of inspired me to change my contour. I want to say the name is Callie something. I really like her content. I'm going to link her. She has no idea who I am. She has a much larger following than I ever would have. But I liked her makeup tips. So especially like she does a lot of like almost transformations of her face using contour, and I think it's really cool. So I'm going to have her link down below. During all of this going on, he's also become much more of a picky little eater. So he used to be like literally demolish all of his food, like would eat it tenfold. His appetite has also like diminished intensely. So we are looking to try to get him more excited about some of the food that we're giving him. I'm currently crock pot cooking some food for him because he's spoiled. Since all of this stuff has been going on with him, he is deciding to boycott all of his kibble, basically. So we really have to spice things up for him to want to eat it, which is so much fun. Ooh, I forgot. I want to try this as a cream blush. I got all of my fluid eye paints by About Face in Gratis Through Work. So I'm going to try this as a little cream blushy blush. So I'm just going to dot, like literally just dot it on. And I feel like that should be enough. I'm also going to use, this is a dry sponge. Typically I use a wet sponge, but I just don't feel like getting up again. But we are trying to spice up his food right now because he's, again, been picky. So, oh my gosh. This is becoming a fail of a video, I feel like. We're going to switch from the sponge to the brush again. So, I am currently crock potting some beef and veggies and rice to add into his food to maybe let him get more excited about his kibble again. We have to switch him off of his current food to, and I've been trying for a month now to switch him onto one that's made for joint and mobility that the dermatologist recommended. Because again, we went to a dermatologist also. Like, this dog is my child. I stress out over him so much because he is my baby. He's just my baby. So that actually looks pretty cute as a blush. It's not over dramatic, but it definitely needed some blending. So I just took the packaging off of this, just like this thing. So we are going to go in with this. I want to see if it comes with a little spongy. Ooh, it does. It does. All right. So years ago, I picked up a pack of these like powder puffs from Amazon. And I've used like one ever. So we'll use the second one finally. And these have like the same little contraption thing. So we're just going to use this to set my face. And I'm going to start with my under eyes. Ooh. I don't know how long I wasn't recording for. I'm hoping not long. I started to use the Ulta finishing powder in the shade Light Neutral. I started to kind of apply that everywhere. I've done it on this side, which it really is starting to make things oxidize on this. Like, I don't know if you can really tell how much different color I am now, but it's definitely starting to oxidize or dry down to a shade that's not quite my shade. I'm looking a little Oompa Loompa-y. So not, oh my gosh, yeah, this is super wrong shade. Oh my gosh, that looks, we're just going to try to bring it down as much as humanly possible. And it doesn't look terrible on camera, I don't think. In person, this whole region looks like a different shade of color than the rest of my body. I don't know how I feel about this quite yet. Probably wouldn't recommend, but let's do a little brush to see if that can like smooth things out and make it less wild looking to me. Oh, I was talking about Jessiquita Panana, or Jessica. I will have her channel linked down in the description box and her Instagram. I really love her content. I found her late last year and I like binged all of her panning content. And I just really enjoy her content and her. So I definitely recommend checking her out. Again, she'll be linked in the she'll be linked in the description box below. But I feel like I need something else. I feel like this needs a highlight. I don't have technically a new, I have these, which technically this is a highlighter palette. And I'm going to use this shade here called Lightning Bugs. It kind of goes with the tone that Unexpected is on my eyes. So I'm just going to use that as my highlight. This is in my eyeshadow inventory, but technically it's a highlight palette. So, and I can double dip products. Like things that are eyeshadows I use as highlight often, and vice versa. Things that are highlights I use as eyeshadows quite often. So, very icy, very much a color to highlight. I'm also going to take the same brush that I use to like smooth things out. I'm going to use that again just to try to blend the highlight too. But other than Bandit stuff and work, that's really all that's going on in my life. Bandit is going to be, Bandit's been a money pit, I feel like, recently. He is worth every penny. He is such a good dog. I think it's really funny. They had, after the surgical consultation, they sent like a whole synopsis of our visit, which was really nice. They like put everything that we talked about in like a little document and sent it to us. And like on it, they even like the vet has proclaimed that he is a certified good boy. They say that his behavior is just bright, alert, responsive, and friendly. He is, I mean, as an acronym, he would be a barf, but like, but you know, he's just a good dog. He's such a good dog. He's under my desk sleeping right now. My work is going to try to be a little bit flexible with some of my shifts so we can coordinate like between Josh and I who can be home to help him, because he's not going to be able to get up and down and like turn by himself for like the first couple days, like maybe week or two. I may be trying to pre-film and get some stuff up like early March, so it's posted for like when I need to be a little bit more attentive to him. I point down because he's under my desk right now. I have a new shade of the plump liner this is the Powerline plumping lip liner. I have a new shade in it. This is the Hush Hush Henna. It's very similar to the other shade that I bought initially, which was Savvy Sienna. This is similar. This one's a little bit lighter. I also feel like I need to like just add a little more pizzazz to my eye look. So let me just put this on real quick. All right, that is the lip liner. Super pretty color, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I have not tried this yet. I grabbed like a few lip products. I've already used my Hourglass ones before. I've already used this guy and this. I've used this once, but I've used these guys before. Other new lip product I have was through Gratis from work. It's a Kylie plumping lip gloss. It's a really, really beautiful shade. You're not going to be able to see it, I don't think, on camera, but there's like purple and pink, and I feel like blue, like minty kind of sparkle in it, and I thought it would look really pretty with this look. So I'm just gonna, and I've never used a Kylie plumping lip balm or lip gloss before. These smell gross. Does not smell appetizing. It kind of just smells like chemicals. Like really not good. Really pretty effect though. On top of that, the blessing that's come out of like all of this with Bandit is the fact that Ripley is our cat, is warming up to the dog so much more now that the dog is kind of less active. So it's really cute seeing Ripley like tolerating Bandit more. Bandit's just such an excited dog, like so happy. Certified good boy, as mentioned, but Ripley is he's a very crotchety cat. Like he likes his own way, and that's it. As most cats are like. So he just it hasn't really warmed up to the dog until recently, where the dog's been just kind of slower energy and slower speed. So before, Bandit would always like get in the cat's face and stuff, and Ripley doesn't like that. That's too much energy for old man Rip. Ripley is like 7, so he's not like old, but he's definitely like an older cat, like set in his ways. He's coming around more to the dog, like actually, like he's standing here and the dog's here. They're 2 feet away from each other, and he's not hissing or upset that the dog is there. But Ripley's doing just fine. He is another real good boy. He's resilient. Tabbies are resilient cats, I swear. Like, he's a little crazy boy too. So I'm just tapping a little bit of Unexpected on like the inner half of the lower lash line. And then I'm actually going to go back into the On Top of the Mountain Under and Beneath the Stars palette and grab Lightning Bugs again. And that's going to be my inner corner shade. Why is this brush upside down? This is going to be my inner corner shade. I just leave these things on all the time. Like all my palettes still have those on. I don't know why I'm like incapable of taking them off, but apparently I am. This shade is so pretty. I actually might be tapping into the one that's in my project pan to go on top of this, because I think this one's pulling a little more blue against than what this one could. It looks pink on camera, but when I'm looking at it, it looks more green. Like even this one looks more green. So it's just, these are super shifty. They're really pretty. again, technically a highlighter palette, but we use it for, we bought it for eyeshadow. And when I say we, I mean me past me. Ooh, I have eyeliners. None are new. Sometimes when I wear like these mint looks, I like to tap something like this on my waterline to make it look a little bit cohesive. I couldn't think of the word. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to put this on. It's going to look creepy. I'm going to just do this off camera. I'm just going to tightline using this is a shimmery black. I don't really like using this for tightline, but this is the darkest eyeliner I currently have in my collection. So I don't like doing this on camera either because I have to like hold my eye open. So you'll see me in a second. Tickles so much. I'm also going to be using the Milani highly rated tubing lash extension tubing mascara. I like this. Definitely doesn't dethrone the Tarte tubing mascara. That one is just so good. This one can leave buildup on my lashes if I'm not like really careful about taking it off like a lot. It leaves buildup on my lashes and that's kind of annoying. And I don't see that with the Tarte one even. Like I don't have to like be more as thorough cleaning my lashes off. It just comes off easily. Whereas this one almost makes it seem like it leaves your lashes even the next day. Like if you have any amount of this on your lashes still, it makes the mascara like gummy. And that's one, gross, but two, that's like the best describing word that I have to describe it is it makes your lashes feel gummy. So I like this. Definitely does not dethrone the Tarte tubing mascara. I'm glad I tried it, but I will repurchase the tubing mascara over this one. Ooh. I need to put brow gel in, but this is the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. I like this one more than the Brow Setter. The 24-hour Brow Setter leaves my brows, one, a little crunchier, and it doesn't hold quite as well. When I use this one, it gives me a good hold. The lash, or like the brow hairs, I keep saying lash hairs. The brow hairs don't feel crunchy, but they feel like in place, and I don't worry about them at all throughout the day. They're just held in place, but they don't look like Crunch City. But this is the finished look using some new products in my collection and just an update on Bandit. So let me know if you've had a dog that had to go through ACL surgery. I would love to know what your experience was with it. I know this is apparently a very common issue with like labs and like high energy dogs, like young dogs that are like his size range, which is like 70 up. Apparently that this is a common thing for high energy dogs to have happen to them, but like Josh has had labs his whole life. I had a lab growing up and never once heard this issue until like it happened, and now we're like, oh, this is that common. Like maybe you guys have had the same thing happen and can shed some light and some tips for me. I would really appreciate that. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all of the well wishes towards Bandit. I truly appreciate it more than you guys know. My animals are like the light of my life. So the fact that now I know the course of action, like what is going to happen over the next couple of months, I feel a little bit more at ease, and I'm not happy, but I'm excited that he's going to start feeling better sooner than later. And we finally have like what is causing all of this. We finally understand, and we can just have a go forward plan. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I truly appreciate it, and Bandit appreciates it too. I know he's just snoozing away right now. I will see you in the next video, and until then, I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye! It's just a cardinal hanging out